Oh, hi, Malachi. Hi, Terry. Hey, Hello. Hi, beautiful. Hi, traveling moods for you. I'm bringing Malachi in, guys. Hi, Cameron. Hi, Aria. I'm trying to get Malachi in here. I see his request and I just accepted him. Thank you. I got tired of looking crazy. Hi, Kaja. Hi, Mom. My mom is here, guys. Where's Malachi? Malachi, what the hell happened? Let's try this again.
I'm right here. Don't even worry.
Oh, okay. I was worried for a second. I said, "Oh shit."
Man,
Oh,
I requested as soon as this boy popped up.
I
Nothing.
know. I saw you. Hi, Nev. Hi, guys.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm doing good.
You
Hey,
good?
yeah, we about to
Are
have
you
fun.
ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready like my last name was Freddie.
All right. All right. Ready, Eddie,
Yeah,
Eddie.
yeah, let's get it.
So let's just jump right into it. You go ahead
Right
and you
in.
start because the last time I was doing all the talking.
Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? We the characters. We're going live for Unmasked tonight, and
Nice.
we're gonna take the mask off on this topic here of perception versus opinion. Who is responsible? Who's responsible for that? Like, is it them for how they look at it? Is it us for how we put it out? Who's responsible? So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna unwrap that. I'm sure that's gonna spark some more questions and things like that. So let's get right into it. I'm really excited about this topic. This topic is very prevalent because we in the social media age. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's watching everybody. You know what I'm saying? Purposely or not intentionally. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this topic is really important because some people don't care how they put it out. I don't care how people see me, but kind of
I
matters.
I don't. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it. Hi,
Let's
Liz.
see. It seems like you got some stuff to say already.
No,
So
no,
let's. How
no,
about you
no,
start?
no. You go ahead. You start.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll say this. I'll say it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
A little bit though, a little bit. And I would say the one that leans more towards is the person putting it out. You know what I'm saying?
So you
It's
think it's
it's
the person's responsibility? Like,
yes,
okay.
yes. You should take responsibility of how you are perceived, and you do that by only controlling what you can control. You know what I'm saying? So you watch how you put it out. If it's some a picture of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say is that you gotta watch before you post. You have to watch like, okay, how is somebody going to see this? How is somebody going to receive this information that I have? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a question of it being skewed, let me not do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a baby. You don't always want to give a baby the full knowledge because they just can't handle it. It could be something that's good and something that could work, but it's a baby, they can't comprehend that. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta look. It's just an example how you gotta look at society. You gotta be one step ahead of society. You know what I'm saying? To almost not put out everything that you want to put out. You know what I'm saying? For that reason, because this might be perceived this way, and so I'm not gonna post that. You know what I'm saying? So
So we have a question that came in,
okay.
right? Why
Mm-hmm.
should I take ownership for my own assumptions? And also to answer Cameron's question, like perception for the viewers, meaning like the way that you're viewing it, your perception of whatever it is, person,
Right.
situation, whatever it is.
Right.
So
Right.
why should I take ownership for your assumptions? Yes. Why do you think that? Because I personally believe that what other people think of me is none of my business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
has nothing to do with me. Now, it depends on if I'm looking to do a certain type of job. If I want to portray myself a certain way, then okay. But as far as like the person's opinion of me, I don't think that's my responsibility. I don't think I should care.
Okay, and that's why I said it goes hand in hand. So the part that it doesn't is when it's not career related, when it's not, you know, like being perceived as a H word for the women. You know what I'm saying? It's like yeah, good. There we go. She said, is that what you're talking about?
I'll say
Right. So it's like, so in these arenas that it does matter, that's when you are responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now if somebody just is taking something that you have a clean heart, your intentions in your heart is clean about it, then that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's just you being you, and people are gonna perceive your good as bad. That's just somehow how some people are wired.
Perception can be wrong. So at what point, like a person's perception of a situation can be wrong. So at what point do you hold that person accountable, as opposed to the person who put it out there?
Well, I think if it's like, okay, let's just take social media for example.
Okay.
It's something that's easily accessible. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get on and watch what I have on my page. It's a public site. So these public sites, it's that you have to take responsibility of that, because that's a public thing. Now, if it's something that you do in your private life or something like that, that's something that you just do on your own, then the people have no right to even be perceiving, because it's like, I didn't invite you. I didn't invite your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that okay. Wait, no, go finish.
No, you got a question. Go ahead.
Well, so you say that if that's interesting to me, because it's just like, again, it could be a matter of like perception. So it's like, at some point, it's like, I didn't invite your opinion in, right? But then at the same time, just because I put something out there in the public doesn't mean that it gives you a right to judge. You can have a viewpoint on it, but I feel like, what's the point in judging? And I don't know.
Okay, so it may not even have to be a judging thing, you know, because a judging thing is another thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take that judging thing real quick. If somebody is judging you for the actions that you're taking, you know, they have no right to that. But what people have a right to is to take the information that you have given them, i.e. social media, and formulate opinion about who they think you are based on what they see. You know what I'm saying? So if does that make sense?
It does, but opinion should be educated. You shouldn't just go based on what a person posts, because I feel like this. Let's use, we keep talking about social media. Let's use a person on social media who has, we talked about Meg Thee Stallion, okay?
Yeah,
not regarding everything that she's got going on right now.
Right.
Well, not all of that, but we went from, you know, we talked about that, and it's just like, there's another side to her. So it's like, if you as a person, if you're gonna come up with an opinion of someone, right? It should be a well thought out, educated, correct opinion. So it's your job. If now you're gonna go so far as to like go past the perception of she looks like a hoe, right? Because she's twerking everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you get past that perception, right, and now you like, well, I feel like she's this. I feel like it's your due diligence to go do some research, because now you're speaking as if you know. And opinions can come across a lot of times like facts, and they don't be facts. They be opinions. So I don't know if I would put the blame on the person putting it out there as much as I would say it's kind of an equal responsibility. I feel like if people didn't feel like they needed to have an opinion over everything, you and I wouldn't even have a conversation.
That's true. That is true.
And we got no, keep going.
So my take on that is that, you know, people are going to formulate their opinions, period. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to stop people from thinking what they think, because we're thinking human beings. That's all we do is think all the time. We see something and we process what we're looking at, no matter what it is. Even if you've seen it already, you're still processing what you are looking at. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's scrolling on social media, they see your page, they're automatically going to form an. We do that all the time. Okay, this guy got money. Okay, he does music. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something positive, we're formulating an opinion. Oh, his music is good. Oh, his music it's kind of bad. You know what I'm saying? Even like, or
but it's an opinion. Like those type of opinions are coming from a place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's still like some type of investigating that you have done. But first, those type of statements are so surface level.
Mm-hmm.
Those are opinions that you can have.
Right, that
so
you're allowed to have, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think
So just like you said, those are opinions that are allowed to have. So why can't somebody else have a different opinion?
You
like
can have a different opinion. You can, but it goes from becoming like when you speak as if the opinion is fact. That's what, and I think that's where the conversation comes in of like perception and the opinion. They are different. Like your opinion is so strong it changes your perception. That's a problem because your opinion could be jaded.
Okay.
You know, it could be your opinion could be one-sided. You came to this opinion, this conclusion for excuse my language, but because of some bullshit. Like it wasn't even anything that was worth really seeing. And you came up with this thought and you made up this whole scenario in your head and you're all the way left.
Yeah.
And now it's changed your whole perception of the person or the situation. That's your fault.
Right.
Sugar asks, why do we post the things we post?
I like that. I like that. That's my point right there. You know what I'm saying? Is you have to watch how you post. You know what I'm saying? Because now if you don't care, that's okay. But don't, when somebody DMs you or comments or whatever, let's just say it's a comment. If you get a bunch of comments that somebody is thinking, oh, this, and that, let's just say it's a female and she's posting in a bikini, right? And all her other pictures are not like that. You know what I'm saying? Just regular face cards or whatever, regular selfies. But then she got this bikini pic. You're going to have the heart eyes, the what's up, girl, the all that. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want that, if you don't want to invite that energy, you can't post that picture. But if you okay with that energy coming to you and you liking or not liking all these comments, then you good.
And I think that's a big thing. I think you got to be secure. I feel like when people post the things that they post, some people post the things that they post because they want to make it seem like they don't care. But you have to be
right.
You got to be strong if you're really going to do some shit like that. So Cameron said, do you think it's fair to say think before you post? Yes, I do. I think that's what Malachi is saying. Like, you should think about the way that whatever you're posting is going to be received at some point. Thank you, Risha girl. You like my braids? You can't let social media get under your skin. That's a big fact.
That's true.
That's a big fact.
Yeah, and that goes into being insecure about yourself and what you do post, that you can stand by that to say, this is me.
Aria made a comment. She said most people's opinions are fact to them because it is based on their knowledge and experiences. Right. So
that's true.
Sometimes they can be one-sided because you're going based on the way that you are looking at it. If you're able to I feel like when you come up with an opinion about a person or about a situation, let's talk person. Let's not talk situation. When you come up with an opinion about a person, I feel like you should take yourself out of yourself and put yourself in their spot to see what exactly. I feel like it all boils down to understanding. And I just feel like human beings lack understanding and empathy, which is why we have a conversation of perception versus opinion.
Okay. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that, but so you saying I should for a moment live in that person's shoes just to try to understand what they're doing?
If you take it so far as to come up with a opinion about them.
So I wouldn't agree with saying
that's
taking
not
it so
surface based. That's not an opinion that you can look at them and say. Not a surface based opinion. If you're talking about the person, the person itself, like what type of person you are, or things like that, it's your job. Because now you're the one that's coming up with this thought process. So did you educate yourself on this person?
Okay. So I see what you're saying. And so basically what you're saying is if someone has an opinion that goes from seeing them with some money, that you see them with some money on the ground, and then you're like, that's majority what they have. You see them in nice stuff. You could say, oh, he's a thief. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're saying is incorrect. Okay. And I'll agree with that. But at the same time, I'll say that guy that is posting money, everybody now is not going to think that his money is right, is clean automatically.
Hey, Dad, I was just about to say that. You got some people that may look at somebody. I can give you an example. Like my cousin, he's an engineer, right? And some people, they look at his. I had a coworker at one point. I showed them a car. Like I showed him his car, and he's like, "Oh, well, what is he like? A rapper or a drug dealer?"
See?
I was like, "What the hell? Like, why would you think that?" And it was a matter of like perception. It was a matter. I mean, his perception was so jaded by his opinions that you feel like black people only way can get some type of money is to either do something illegal or to be an entertainer.
Right. Because that's the society thing. Is that's the only way. Black, exactly.
We gotta hold on. So listen, we gotta get to these comments because y'all are coming through with comments.
They going in.
Okay, so just like the females that be twerking and then get mad when fellas jump in your DM.
Yes.
A different type of situation, you don't think?
It goes along the same lines. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, elaborate.
Because if the guy posted money, he enjoys having money in his hand, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He posts
it. Flashing it off.
Right. He enjoys being flashy. You know what I'm saying? The woman, she enjoys being flashy with her body. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, Malachi.
Right. So it's the same thing. So somebody and there'll be multiple people perceiving it positively and negatively. There you got your guys that's gonna scroll down the timeline, see her twerking, like, oh yeah, she fine. Let me double tap that. And then you got your women, or even some dudes that be like, I don't want my wife doing that. Let me unfollow her. You got your women that'll be like, ugh, she nasty for doing that. Then you got your women on the other side to be like, yeah, girl, get it.
I think so when you see a woman, like when a woman says like, oh, that's nasty, where do you think that is coming from when a woman can make a statement like that about another woman that is comfortable showing her sexuality? Where do you think that puts the person that made the statement of, oh, she nasty?
Yes. I got a good one for this one. So this one is kind of two-sided almost, because usually when a woman has a problem, where somebody has a problem with somebody doing something publicly, they're not secure within themselves to either do it or express that part of themselves that's connected to that. You know what I'm saying? How can he be so confident, or how can she be so confident doing that when I can't do that confidently out in public? I would never post myself like that, even though she do look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the dude is like, oh man, that money do look good in his hands, but I bet he stole it. You know what I'm saying? So it's coming from, I believe it's always coming, usually it comes from something internally that you have going on that you need healed, or you need to just free yourself from the opinions of others and express it, because that's
right. Go ahead and free yourself.
Yeah. You
shouldn't kiss. So Kasha pointed out Amber Rose. So let's talk about Amber Rose. Like, how do you feel about Amber Rose? Because fix your face. How do you feel about Amber Rose? Because Amber Rose has, the slut walk.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got some people that have opinions about that, right? Because of the way that they have perceived her.
Yes.
Right?
And that's like, exactly what she's going against.
Right. And it's like, but then have you done your homework on what it is? Now, if you did and you still do not agree with it, then hey, by all means.
Right.
Feel how you feel. But if you came to this based on your perception of her and the perception of what you saw, maybe you only saw her show her ass, for lack of better terms, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't see the other, maybe you never saw an interview of her. Maybe you never heard that she's actually well-spoken. Maybe you never heard that she's actually articulate. Maybe you never got a chance to do that or to see that side of her. So it's kind of like, should you do some homework, or should she make it her job to let y'all know? Because we have another question in here from Cameron, and she said, should you constantly have to educate people on who you are? Is that your job?
Okay.
Is it your job to educate people on who you are?
I'm gonna say this: reputation is a lot. Reputation is key. Reputation is something that is not set in stone. It's never set in stone. It goes day by day. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you got to keep kind of putting out there. It's like anybody in a career, anybody in a relationship. You can take any of these aspects, a career, a relationship. Your performance has to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? And because that's perceived on who you are. If you're in a relationship and you start that relationship out pulling chairs out and doing all this, and 2 months in you stop, your performance in a relationship, if it dwindles down, her reputation or perception of you changes based on what she thought you to be, and now you're not that anymore. Then now you like a different person almost. So it's not that you have to continue to educate, but you have to be consistent in who you are, because people will call out the inconsistencies.
But I think that goes down to being yourself, right? And then that also goes down to so maybe some of these people that do the things that they do are just being themselves. So it's just like you tell people to be themselves, but then you don't give them space to be themselves. And that's a society problem that I feel like we have, because you're in essence, Prince, get off my damn laptop. In essence, you are saying, you know, be consistent with who you are, be yourself, right? So
just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Jump. If you be yourself from jump, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
But then people will fucking crucify you for being yourself, and then tell you that it's your problem. It's not.
So that's true. That society does not give people room to be themselves. But you have to know that as the person and say, okay, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna make my own room to be myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stand firm in that. And so then your heart can be clear and your conscience can be clear, because I'm genuinely being me.
Of you is nobody's if that. I feel like people who are living their truth, like whatever their truth may be, whether you a hoe or prostitute, because I see she can't hear talking about a prostitute uses sex to move himself. I just watched a documentary yesterday, and it talks about how prostitution is literally the oldest occupation on the face of the earth. It was about Iceberg Slim. If y'all should go watch it. It was real good. Okay, it's the author, but whatever. Like whatever the person's truth is, that's their truth. Because while you're sitting up here and you judging somebody like, oh, it'd be the same type of females to say something like, you see a girl twerking on Instagram and then you're like, oh, she nasty. You'll be the same girl that's really slept with like 4 people in 2 days with no condom, man.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Exactly.
Stop
So and that's
nasty. We think that's nasty. Like
right. I agree. And ain't nobody talking about that because she ain't posted. Because she didn't post.
No. People are talking about it. That's the thing. Like, these are not people will say things and pass off judgment like they live in a glass house. And it's like, you know, not to sound like an old lady, but don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. You're not a saint.
Yeah.
There's no sin that's greater than the next sin. Prostitution is not more sinful than infidelity.
That's true.
And disrespecting your parents. It's no sin is greater than the next. So who the hell are the human beings to have an opinion or a perception? It minds your damn business is what it boils down to. Like,
true people.
Your business.
Yeah, but when it's social media, that is my business. If it's on social media, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You can make a comment on it. Absolutely. If I put it out there, absolutely, you could comment on it. But to take it so far as to say I am this person that you have created in your mind, it ain't my job to fix that. That's none of my business. That's true, but you got to know that people will do that based on what you post. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it so important? Well, these comments, are you seeing these comments?
Man, they going in.
But that's the point. People think it's nasty because you took the private and made it public. But I think that who is the person that deems what should be private and what shouldn't be? I think that privacy should be based on the person's. I mean, obviously, if you're not hurting anybody or doing any wild shit, I think privacy should be to the own person's discretion. Some people don't feel like they should keep that side of them private because maybe that's such a huge part of them.
And they're okay with the scrutiny or positivity that comes with it.
They're okay with it. I mean, Meg to use Meg as an example, Meg got a lot. She still gets a lot of scrutiny and stuff like that. But then it's like you got a lot of people who are just like, well, we don't care because it's more to her than that. It's more to her than that. But these are people who have her fans have actually gotten to know the image that is Meg Thee Stallion, because obviously these are still celebrities. So you're not really gonna know these people's true colors.
Right.
Know them. So based on her, her image and based on the things that she shows, there's more to her than just that. It's like it doesn't. And she made a statement. Why does it validate you to show your ass? Maybe it doesn't validate you to show your ass. It's just a matter of it's my ass and I want to show it.
Yeah.
And who are you to tell me I can't show my own ass?
Yeah. But so within that,
that's a judgment. That's a very strong opinion, and you have no fact that she's a hoe.
So this is kind of the thing is that she has to know when she posts that some people are going to think that. Now if she doesn't care, then cool. It's in the discussion. You don't care that people comment, oh, you a hoe with this and that. But you got to know that that's what comes with the territory when you post it is possible scrutiny. And it's not that scrutiny is not going to stop, because that scrutiny comes even when you're doing something right. You can be giving all your money to the charity. Somebody is going to say, oh man, you stupid for doing all that charity
That's
work.
why people shouldn't care, because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't. You don't know what nobody's doing. You don't know. You don't know what they. You don't know what type of life they live. You don't know how pure their heart is. You could be doing something good and people will still talk shit about you. Which
Exactly.
is why you should not give a shit what anybody got to say, because it's none of your business.
Yes, it starts with that. It starts with not caring to a certain extent. So it's like some things that you do in private should be kept private.
Like what? Give me an example.
All right. As a human, you know what I'm saying? I take showers, you know what I'm saying? But if I just recorded myself.
Hope you take showers.
Okay. But if I just recorded myself every day taking a shower, like, hey, y'all, I'm just taking a shower because it's my life. Like, I don't care what you think. Like, we don't think you a freak. Because, like, nobody want to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't follow you then.
But what
I'm
to
tell you what you can post. And Kasha asked a very important question. We got to touch on that. How do you know somebody is a hoe if you don't know them personally?
That's
true. They talking to you.
Yes, but the people are going to think that if it's whatever it is, she could be doing everything right. She could be a virgin. She could be a
virgin. And you never would know. It's not, because again, it's like, why do people feel the need to come up with it? It's like, mind your damn business. Mm-hmm. It's so simple. It could all be so simple.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah. So the things you don't want somebody to comment on, you just don't post it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. These parts.
I feel like, and I think that that's really messed up, that people have to train themselves like that because other people ain't shit. I think like it's like at what point do things change?
I'm gonna put it like,
Trump's a dumb if you don't know him personally. Well, we know he's dumb by the decisions that he made and put us through a camera. That's how we know he's dumb.
It goes by situation. It's situational. I could be a person that's comfortable in a beater and flip flops, but if I have an appointment at a court date or church or any of these public places that will be perceived that I don't really know how to dress. You know what I'm saying? Even though I can have a bunch of suits at home, I'm just more comfortable like this. But I can't go into this situation. Me being comfortable, I have to like almost be water and conform to this for the moment, at least until this appointment is over. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing that it happens. You know what I'm saying? If or somebody that drinks, if you just walked around the grocery store drinking a 40, it would look weird. Like, bro, you look like an alcoholic.
But that's the thing. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, why are you walking through the, like, you should be doing something else. That right
because he likes drinking.
But that's odd. No, but it's like, even if you like drinking, it's like you're gonna walk through you're gonna walk through the grocery store while drinking. It's just kind of like, that's not really making
because it's a time and a place. That's why there's a time and a place to drink that 40, my brother.
Right.
If you was on your porch, I would have said nothing to you because that's your thing. But it's a time and a place, so you can't bring the inappropriate things when it's not the right time or not the right place for it. And that's what it is. You know, so if you just
think is the so what? Okay, so but how is that? Again, even if we judge this man walking in the grocery store with this 40, drinking this 40, right? Mm-hmm. It's still our perception. He may not be an alcoholic. If we come to that conclusion of he's an alcoholic because he's walking through the store, we are the wrong ones, not him.
Okay.
Because there still is a fact in the situation. No matter how something may have been perceived, there is still a fact to it.
Which was he was drinking a 40 in the grocery store. So if I'm taking that fact and then I got this opinion. If you don't want me to formulate this opinion based on that fact that I see, don't do that fact in the first place. Don't go to the grocery store. If you don't want nobody to think you're alcoholic, don't go to the grocery store drinking a 40 because people going to think you're alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? And then you can't be going home like, man, I don't know why people think I'm an alcoholic. All I do is drink 40. That's where you're wrong. You can't be like
social media the appropriate place to show your ass. It's your social media, I feel like. And I think that it's up to you to deem whether or not it's appropriate. What are you on social media for? If you're on social media for your career, then it probably wouldn't be wise to you to be showing your ass unless your
Yes.
career is for your ass.
Yes.
Now, if
That's
you're on your thing personally, it's a personal page. I feel like you should be able to post whatever you want to post. Obviously,
right.
don't post anything. We don't want to see your nudes on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see you
Because
doing
it's private.
anything. That's it, right? That's not. But that's the thing. If you decided to post your nudes on your social media, who can tell? We cannot tell you not to. All we can do is laugh at you because people
No,
gonna think you crazy.
that's not all we can do is laugh. We can formulate an opinion. That's what people do. That's
Right,
what,
and think that you're crazy.
no,
But
that
that
they
doesn't
do a
mean that
whole.
you really are crazy.
Right, but that's your body, which is private. It's a time and a place for those nudes. That and social media is not it. Social media ain't the place for nudes. But if you comfortable with your body, like, oh, I love my body look, so I want everybody to see it. We're gonna be like, nah, fam, you a freak. Hey, homie, she a freak sliding her DMs. You can hit that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but then y'all could be wrong because what about people that are like nudists? Right? And then Strickland said, so what's the difference in the guy walking through the store? There really is no difference. I feel like it's the person who made the statement. Mm-hmm. You are the problem. And if I go into a store and I see a man walking in the store drinking a 40 and I say he's an alcoholic, I'm the problem.
I mean, partially.
Because I don't know that to be fact. I don't know that to, and it's just like, I can have an idea like, well, you know, I could say it to myself, but the thing is, I feel like my issue when it comes down to opinions and when you start to go spread it around like it's fact, I'm never gonna see this man again. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like now, if it's somebody that I know or if it's somebody that I'm gonna see, and then now it's like I take my perception and I go and I spread that shit around. Mm-hmm. It's like, hold up now, is it your now you? It's like it can change other people's viewpoints, and it's like it's based like they said, like Ari said, it should be based on your experience, your personal thing. So what I say about a person should not change the way you view the person if you have not experienced that person for yourself first.
But it will. If I
shouldn't though. Like if somebody comes to me and they're talking to me about somebody, right? I don't form an opinion about that person until I meet them.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So perfect world, that should happen, yes. But society doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta almost, not that you conform to society's ways, but you gotta know that this is gonna happen if I do this. Mm-hmm. If I tell somebody this, like if you tell somebody a joke about them, the first time you hear a story about my friend is him falling, you're gonna think he a clumsy person. When it was just a funny story that happened to me, and I saw it, man, this was so funny. Let me tell you, my homie that fell down the steps, woody whoop. You're like, oh man, that dude clumsy. He goofy. I never want to meet him. Whatever it is, that's gonna happen. So let me not even say it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta just not even say the stuff because I know my heart is pure on this. But if I go out and do this, people are gonna think that. So let me not even do it. Like with the guy in the grocery store. Let me not even walk in here with this 40. Mm-hmm. Let me just leave it at the crib. I'll finish it when I get back home. You know what I'm saying? So,
if it's all up to you and everyone else is wrong to form an opinion, then why do we code switch? Do you understand? I don't think I understand.
If it's all up to you and everyone else is wrong to form an opinion, then why code switch? So why switch?
Can you guys send in questions to the box because you guys are such an active live and I love to see it. But your comments are coming in so fast. So if the box does show up on your screen, can you guys send in the questions? Aria, could you clear that question up? I don't think I understand.
I think she's saying if everybody's wrong for doing an opinion, why switch it up when you go to different arenas? You know, if you go to your work, why you different than when you went to friends?
Because unfortunately, that's what it takes for success. Like, that's what it takes for growth because people have this thought process in their mind, but I don't agree with the entire thought process. Like I don't agree with the entire thing. Is what I'm saying.
Sometimes you do have to be like water. Like if I go at a fancy dinner and everybody's rich, I got to be able to keep up the conversation. If I just want to talk basketball because that's all I know, they're gonna be like, oh, all he knows is basketball. That's gonna be the opinion that they form of me, and they might not want to keep me around. You know what I'm saying? So that opinion does matter in that instance. If I'm like, I'm just gonna be me, I'm gonna wear my flip flops to this fancy dinner, I don't care. Then some rich people ain't gonna come talk to you. They probably won't. And so you can't be like, oh wow, no no millionaires came and talked to me when I was at the dinner. Yeah, you was in a beater, homie. You look like you
And
was
it's
about to
so
rob me.
sad that you have to look a certain way or present your. That's the thing that I feel like. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about if you are not a horrible person doing terrible things, but it's so bad that I think it's sad that people have to change and conform to, you know, getting through the door. That's why I think that I don't know. That's
But
why I
it's
love
on
acting. That's
even
why I love
even
acting, because I feel like I can conform into like a new person. Like it
right.
doesn't
But
necessarily change. You know, I can't. It's kind of hard to
let's
put that into words.
let's take it down a level. Let's say it's not a dinner. Let's just say it's a job application,
Okay.
an interview. If you go into an interview with a beater on, you might not get the job, and you can't be trying to figure out why. It's because you wore the beater.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's the
That, but
same
then
thing.
it should be like this. I feel like this. If a job interview, if you're going into a job interview, it's because you need a job.
Right.
If you walk up in there with a beater on, if you sit the way you presented yourself, yes, first impression automatically is that is a thing. That is a real thing.
Yes.
But now
that you are responsible.
But now that you have sat down and spoken to the person, now where is your opinion on that part of the person? Are you still stuck on the clothes? And I feel like if you could go to church, right, and they say God says come as you are. If I go into a job interview and I don't got on the right clothes, maybe it's because I don't have the right clothes. Should that change the fact of whether or not I am qualified for the job? Hell no.
But they're gonna keep that.
But they are, and that's what I'm saying. That is what makes society sad. Because it's messed up that's what it comes down to, because you may not have the clothes, you may not have that.
And I totally agree with that. It is wrong, but just because it's wrong don't mean it's going to change. And so because this is a fact that we're dealing with, that society does these things, you got to play the game. You know what I'm saying? And because that's how people get ahead. They just play the game. I'm over here playing the game. Over here, I'm talking to these people playing the game. So it's like, when you don't need something from somebody, then you don't have to care how they perceive you. But when you need something from somebody, it matters how. So like a job opportunity, your boss's perception matters. A casting director's perception matters. A director's perception matters. Any of these people that almost have an opportunity for you, I don't want to say in a hand, but y'all got to have an equal exchange in order for that opportunity to happen. Their opinion of you does matter. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's opinion of you is that you're a thief, they're not going to want to work with you. Then you walking around the industry trying to figure out why. That's why people, like, when they do scandals and all these celebrities, when they have these scandals and sexual accusations that come up, they lose business because nobody wants to attach their name to that. You know what I'm saying? Because their perception of them, if it's false or true, is negative. And I don't want to do business with that person, because that person is going to bring my business, they're going to bring my brand down, because they're being perceived that way. You walk in with him, all must be the same. There was a guy that I got close to for a minute, and it was actually this guy in my church, and so it was some kind of like some rumblings that was happening about him, and I was kind of like getting close to him. So then there was these other people. Something happened. He came out that he lied about something, and so then somebody saw me hanging with him, and they was like, is he like that too? And then word got back to me that they thought I was like that. And I was like, wow, he really thought I was like that just because I was with him. It's just like, if you hang around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th. Even if it's not the case, if you that one rich one, if I see 9 broke people around you, I'm going to think you broke too. You know what I'm saying? That's the perception. So let me disattach from these things that I don't.
Responsible? For your perception of whatever's going on, who is responsible? Does the responsibility fall on both parties, or does it fall on one?
Yeah. I say it's hand in hand, but I still say it's on the responsibility of the person first. That's where it starts first. Watching what you do, watching how you move, watching what happens. You know what I'm saying? The things you can't control. Now, those things that you can't control, like, okay, I never posted anything bad. I did everything. Now, those people that's thinking things, you can't control that.
So what about the people that? So you have people that don't post. Say you don't post anything, like any money, right? Say you're just the type of person who may post like what you're doing, right? That's mainly what your social media, because we're still talking about social media.
Yeah.
Let's say that is what your thing is, right? And people come to the conclusion that you are a scammer.
Yeah. Right.
There's nothing that has come up that has ever even pointed in the direction of being a scammer.
Yeah.
But the perception that wasn't the perception that people came up with wasn't even the perception that you put out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your intention is a lot of the times behind something, because somebody still is gonna have something to say.
I agree. And so going back to my point, when you were clear about it and you were clean about it, that's when you have your conscience
But
clear
it can
about
get in your way.
It can
get in your way, because even if my social media is clean, even if my social media doesn't show anything, it just looks like she's got money. And it's like, but where she get her money from? People's imaginations run wild, and part of the reason why people's imaginations, people's perception of people is off sometimes.
Yes.
Because you let your imagination run wild.
Right.
And so you don't even know that. Like you said, like if I put it out there, if I posted something like that that gave that inclination, then that would make sense. But how the hell did y'all even come to that? That's why I feel like it's more of the person. I have Strickland. I could see the live. I could see how much time I've been on here. We've been on here for 41 minutes. So it's like your perception it can still be wrong. It's kind of like, I feel that's where, to me, because a person's perception can be off, even no matter what you put out, they still gonna come up with whatever they're gonna come up in their mind. Right. That's why I believe that it should start with the person making the statement, or the person that came to the conclusion. It's not me, because my intention was already set when I did it.
Right. I got you.
I already put my intention out there. I might have put it out there. I put it out there because I was okay with whatever heat that I was gonna get. But then you turn around and you give me some heat that don't even match my kitchen. Right.
Like I'm not even that person. And so
I'm not even that type of person. And it's just like, so I don't believe it starts with the person putting it out there. I believe it starts with the other person. And I feel like that's how we end the cycle of what Aria, what she said. That's how you end the cycle, because it should start with you.
I see what you're saying. And that makes sense. And so when you did nothing wrong, that's when you just tip your hat off, like, okay, I can't. That is what it is. And that's when it's careless. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had somebody accuse me of what they say, that somebody told somebody that I was that I use people or something like that, and it came back to me. And but when I found out who said it, I was like, oh, I had an experience with you. Yeah, exactly. So I let that one roll off of me, because I'm like, okay, they can think what they think, because I know how they move themselves. You know what I'm saying?
But so you might have a courage and a strength that other people don't have. And that's like, some people have been beaten up their whole life emotionally, to where it only takes somebody that doesn't know them to say something, and then in their head it kind of confirms all of everything that everybody else been saying to them, even though they are wrong. And that's it's true. Like, I feel like it goes. That's why I believe that it's both parties' responsibility, but I believe that it starts. It's equal responsibility, but it starts with the person that makes it is a judgment, for lack of a better words. Okay. You come up with a perception, or if you perceive somebody so in such a light that you form an opinion of them, you have made a judgment. You could be right about your judgment. You could be wrong about your judgment. Right. They could be a great person. That's a positive judgment. They could be a shitty person. That's a negative judgment, but it is still a judgment in itself. So either way you go, it's like, what is the way to break the cycle? The way to break the cycle is to have freaking compassion for people that's being themselves. And it's like you said, if you cannot avoid going into this situation, a job, obviously when it comes down to a job, I know we were talking about like clothes and appearances and stuff for like job interviews, but it's like, that comes down to there's rules when it comes down to going to get a job. There's rules that you have to conform to. That's the thing. There's rules to that. You can't be mad at the rules that's been set. Business casual for a job interview. Those are just the rules, right? Yep. So that just because those are the rules doesn't mean because somebody said you have to dress in a suit and tie is form of judgment. That just is the rule. So this conversation does not apply to that. We just kind of use that one as an example.
So, but what about this? If they have on the application, you go into this application with these set of rules that you got to conform by, the dress, the punctuation of your time, and all this stuff. You come to this thing, and they on the application they say put your social media handle, and after you leave, they looking up your social media, and if they say, oh man, she doing this, Oh, she doing that too. Y'all see this? I'm sorry, we're gonna have to go with
What's
this
your
other
social
candidate.
media handle?
You said, do I?
Yeah.
I have before, yeah, on
Or what
job
type of
applications.
jobs?
I can't remember exactly, but I remember it.
Social media handle.
Or maybe it was okay, I can't remember. Maybe it was like for because production companies do that, like for auditions, they ask for your social media. So even then, let's just take that, instance. If somebody's like, okay, she's doing this, or we don't want people in our film to be attached to people doing this.
But then I would hope at that point, again, that goes back to the conversation at the beginning, where if your social media is your career, I would hope you got 2 pages.
Okay.
I will hope you have a second page. I will hope you have a page that you put down
that
shows off what you want to show off.
Yeah.
And that has another page that puts off what else you want to show off. And that, like you said, that was the person's decision. They said, you know what? I'm going to be mindful about what I post on this page because I use this page for something else. That was somebody that beat the other person to the punch. They didn't even, but you shouldn't have to make a decision for other people.
Right. But so you saying make 2 pages, that's taking responsibility.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said the responsibility falls on both parties. But when it comes down to a conversation, if you and I having a conversation and you're coming to an opinion from about me, it should start with you. Now, if I'm creating my own page, my own image, right? I'm in charge of my own image, right? So it's like I don't want to post me shaking my ass if I gotta give this to work.
Yes, exactly.
That's all. But I'm still gonna post me shaking my ass on my other page. Right,
but you took that responsibility to say
me personally, but I beat the person to it because if I didn't say I didn't have a second social media, but you felt like I was qualified for the job, my social media shouldn't change that. Now, if you want me to clean it up, then have that conversation with me. But to judge me, to not give me the job, to not do whatever the case might be because of my social media, personally, I don't agree with that. Do I understand the way that the working world works? Yes. But I do not agree with it. This is a society law that I do not agree with because me shaking my ass doesn't change whether I'm qualified or not. So what I have to do is I have to make the decision for you because I know that you can't handle it.
Yes. And that's exactly what I said earlier. And that's why I said it starts with the person because it's like giving that baby that food that they can't handle. It starts with that person.
But that's only if I use my social media for work. What about the way that people are perceived walking down the street? You got white people that look at black men in a certain type of clothing and associate them with or perceive them as a thug, which therefore they form an opinion. So it's like it's not perception versus opinion. They blur.
Yes.
But so they are different. They are different. And when people start recognizing that they are different, then we might be able to fucking get somewhere.
That's true.
Because they are different.
And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But no matter how much we disagree with that fact, that's still how society is rolling.
And that's so messed up. Look at how many people have been killed because of how society is.
It sucks.
So when is it going to change? Do we have to just live in this terrible, horrible world that we live in?
I don't know. I don't know when it's going to change.
But yes, we do because we don't require anybody to change.
That's true. We require.
Society requires people to make other people comfortable. It does not require anybody to change for the better.
That's true.
Mind your damn business. Have some compassion. Have some empathy. We could get somewhere.
Yeah, and so with that being said, I agree with that. Like I said, but it doesn't matter how much we want. Like, of course, we want it to change, but this has been happening since way back. You know what I'm saying? Since it was before social media, before TVs, this junk was happening. People would see somebody, oh, they poor, they rich. It's just how the mind works. You know what I'm saying? So because
of that, how the mind was programmed to work.
Either way it go, it's the fact.
Okay.
So because getting into how to change it is a whole nother scenario. But let's take what it is. This is how you should move with what it is, because it is what it is. And yeah, we want it to change, but it's been this way for the test of time.
But it's never going to change if we keep saying it is what it is. It's never going to change. It's a cycle. So the more we say, the more we pacify it, the longer we have to deal with the problem.
And I'm not pacifying it. I'm just
not you specifically, but society.
Right.
Society.
But society don't care about it because they're doing it. So they ain't trying to change it because they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't tripping on that. But it's like this. I wouldn't, because hoodies are perceived a certain
Look
way.
at that. Dog, you was just about to say it. And Aria came through with
Hoodie,
the question.
yep.
She came through with the question.
See, yeah, right on point with it. If the first 15 men you encounter dressed in a hoodie rob you, will you begin to watch out for hoodies? Yes, I would.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a hoodie is just a damn hoodie. I almost got robbed by somebody in a wife beater.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got you.
Okay.
I'm
and the
say
only
this.
reason why he didn't rob me is because I sat there and had a conversation with him.
Wow.
Okay. I talked to him because he was like, he was like, I really came over here to rob you. And I was like, what you gonna take? The dog? What you gonna take?
You want the dog?
And then we sat for a second and we had a conversation. He's like, I just don't feel comfortable doing this. And it's because I lended him some compassion and understanding and empathy.
Yep.
So the fact that I was an understanding human being, and in that moment I didn't let my perception of him, he's robbing me, he's a thief, right? Mm-hmm. But is that him as a person?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't even like I was gonna let him rob me. Obviously, I'm not gonna fight him.
Yeah.
Right. So I was gonna let you rob me. But it got to be the fact that I was so empathetic to him. It was like he couldn't do it. And it's because somebody recognized him as a human being with emotions. And you might be out here doing some shady shit, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
What drove you to do that? That doesn't change. Just because you do bad, good people do bad things. Mm-hmm. There are bad people, but there's a lot of good people that sometimes got to do some bad shit. Malachi, I'm sure you had to do some bad shit before. Don't incriminate yourself on live, but I know.
I ain't never did nothing bad. I ain't committed no crimes.
But I'm saying though, nobody's perfect.
So let's see this. Let's go into this. Because we almost down on time.
I know we got 51.
It's so good though. This is so good.
This is a good conversation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna touch on hoodies again. You know, with the hoodie thing. You know what I'm saying? I like the clothing of the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain places I don't wear a hoodie, and there's certain places I don't wear my hood. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. You know what I'm saying? I may be comfortable in my hood, but it just looks a certain way. And if I see a dude walking down the middle of the street at 10 o'clock with a hoodie on, I'm like, oh, shoot. You know what I'm saying? That'd be me. If I'm walking on the other side, I'm not that I'm going to be nervous, but I'm going to watch brother. I'm going to watch him. Like, what's up? Then once he passed, all right, make sure he passed. Are he still walking? Okay, cool. Because I'm not saying that he would do something, but I'm going to watch.
I'm not like that.
I'm going to be watchful. My opinion I'm not have a full opinion, but I'm going to watch to get all the information I can. I watched him as long as I could. So if he do something, I saw it. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't, I'm good. I'll live to see another day.
And that, I agree with you on that. I don't agree with, like, I'm going to be cautious of, like, people with hoodies. The only thing is, like, if I got robbed by 15 people back to back to back and they all had on a hoodie, right? When I see a hoodie, it might just be like, oh, okay. Don't mean I'm going to necessarily watch him as it is so much of I'm going to watch my surroundings now.
Right.
But it's not him. It doesn't have anything to do with him, because the fact that he's wearing a hoodie doesn't have anything to do with the 15 men that robbed me. He don't even know them, probably. Right. Chances are he don't even know them. He don't even know I exist. Right. Chances are, right? So I'm not going to go out of my way. But I'm not going to cross the street. I'm not going to go out of my way. But my little spidey sense will go off. Yeah. To answer your question, but would I have a perception of him specifically in that hoodie? No.
And that's okay, but you're still going to watch.
I'm going to watch only because, like Aria said, the last 15 men, they had a hoodie on. That was the one thing that they had in common. They could have been all different races. They could have been all different everythings. But it was just the hoodie was what they had in common. So that is going to make me notice it. But am I going to have anything about him specifically? No.
Right.
Personally, that's me.
I agree. But you are still going to watch based on your experience or opinion. You know what I'm saying?
What opinion, though? What is the opinion? What is the opinion?
Because if you didn't have an opinion, you wouldn't have watched them.
What is the opinion? The opinion that is not this. This is not an opinion. I made my decision not based on an opinion, but based on a fact. And the fact is, all the people that I was robbed by had one thing in common.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Okay.
They had one thing in common.
I agree with that.
I did not come to an opinion.
Okay. So, but you're still watchful.
I'm watchful. I'm aware, but I didn't come to an opinion about them because I can't. The only thing I can say, this is a fact. 15 men robbed me, all wearing a hoodie. I got robbed by a midget in a hoodie. Mm-hmm. I got robbed by somebody 6'4" in a hoodie. I got robbed by a black man in a hoodie. I got robbed by a Spanish man, a white man in a hoodie. Yeah. Everything about them was so different, with the exception of the hoodie. So
with that, you're watching him with the possibility of it happening, not that he would.
I'm not. See, that's where the difference between perception and opinion coming at, because I'm watching him based on my perception. I'm not watching him based on my opinion. I didn't form an opinion about him. I'm viewing him. Perception is what I view. Perception is the reality of the situation. My perception of him, there's a man walking around in a hoodie. My experience, I was robbed 15 times by men all in hoodies. So my perception is aware, but did I form an opinion about him? No. Did I form an opinion about the hoodie itself? No. Or don't wear hoodies. No. I didn't form an opinion about that. It was just, that was a common thing. If you said they all had on Timbs, the next nigga that walks in with a pair of Timbs, I might go to look at. My spidey sense will go off. Right. But it's not an opinion. That's why I feel like they are different. They blur. Because they're so, the line is so thin between your perception and your opinion, but they are very different. And once people realize that they are different, then maybe, hopefully, we could get somewhere.
Right. I see that. But a man walking around in a hoodie is the fact. That's not your perception. I didn't perceive that. Your perception is what you do with the information given. And so
it's just I watch it. I don't act on a perception. You shouldn't. Do you act on perceptions? Is it right to act on perceptions?
But what I'm saying is, we consciously do, because if we watch, that's an act. You know what I'm saying? You didn't. You know, it's some people your brain computes zero threat, so you even forget you saw the guy. You know what I'm saying? But somebody that your brain computes a potential threat, you watch for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that is based on the perception.
But does that change my opinion of everybody in a hoodie?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't have control over that.
For a lot of people, it does. So
true.
Then the question is, who is responsible for that?
Sometimes you can't wear the hood. I'm sorry.
Right. Sometimes you can't wear the hood.
Right.
Right. But then sometimes you wearing the hood doesn't change anything.
True.
There's a time and a place for everything. Mm-hmm. We can all agree on that. There's a time and a place, and we're gonna be our lives is gonna end soon.
Yeah. Or we gotta shut it down.
So there's a time. There's a time and a place for everything. Understandably, right? Mm-hmm. But at what point do you say, okay, I'm the one that took it a step further mentally?
Mm-hmm. Right. I was wrong.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
And so it's when do you hold yourself accountable for that your opinion of a situation or a person may be wrong? If people would stop running with perceptions and turning them into opinions, we wouldn't even have to have the conversation of you can't wear a hood. It's a hood made to be worn on your head. Yep. And we literally have conversations on why you can't wear something that was designed to keep you warm.
Yep. And I agree with that. That's totally right. But we gotta live in society that we in. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a shitty society. And I feel like that's why we have to start. In
perfect world, people should be taking accountability.
Change overnight.
It's not.
Not gonna change overnight, but we need to start taking responsibility.
Yes.
And we need to stop making excuses for other people, for the reason why other people make us uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why we're uncomfortable for a reason. It probably has nothing. It may not be because this person is doing anything to make you uncomfortable besides being themselves. Yep. But we are so uncomfortable that now we got all this shit to say about this person.
That's true. Well, that's enough. That's enough right there. This
because we have the last 51 seconds, guys.
This was Unmasked. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Everybody was going nutty in the comments.
Yeah,
we appreciate
the comments was great.
Yeah, make sure you follow the characters. Those that came through off my page, make sure you follow us. But we got a lot of stuff popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This was a great topic.
All my followers, you guys go follow Malachi. Everybody that came in. from my page. You guys go follow well, everybody that's in here did follow the characters.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all didn't and y'all are my family or my friends, please take y'all asses over there.
Right.
And follow the characters, okay? And also take your ass over and follow Malachi because he has a podcast where he be doing his thing.
We're going live tonight, and we got a special guest.
Oh, look at that!
We got a special guest too.
That.
Yep.
So we're gonna love you guys. This was a great conversation. We got 6 seconds left.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Thank y'all.